What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's episode from the channel. Today I'm going to discuss Scream 7 and give you a breakdown of what I want to see happen in the 7th installment of the franchise, if the rumours of this being a reboot and also bringing back Sidney Prescott are accurate. And it's interesting because with this topic, if you were to ask me 6 months ago what I wanted from 7, the list would have been incredibly long, as there was some aspects left over from 6 that I still wanted to get some clarity on in a 7th movie. So obviously the Carpenter sisters aren't returning to this movie, and instead we have what insiders are calling an active reboot in the works, but with intentions of bringing back the likes of Neve Campbell and Patrick Dempsey. So it's a reboot. So what I've done is I've compiled 5 things I want to see from Scream 7. You may agree, you may not, and that is fine. This is my personal list, and I'm interested to hear your 5 things and your responses to this. What do you want to see from Scream 7? Give me your 5 things that you want more than anything to witness happen in Scream 7. So number 5, I would like the absence of certain characters to be explained properly on screen. If the Carpenter sisters aren't part of this movie, and if that extends to the core 4, give us a reason why. Tell us why they aren't targeted and where their stories have ended up. This is different to Sidney's story. We knew where she was at in her life when Scream 6 came out, but the core 4 are still in this state of not really finding their happy endings. So it would be nice to at least know where they are, and again, why they're no longer targeted. I hate the thought of these characters we've spent 2 movies with just being glossed over. So be respectful, give me as much info as you can on where those characters have ended up, because I got attached to them in Scream 6 and I want to know where they are. So number 4, if you're going to reboot this franchise and make it about Sidney, that's pretty much what has been done before, and fine, I will address that point later. But if you're going to be dropping a story, and I'm emphasizing story here, you've set up in 2 movies before, make the new story something interesting. Give us a story worthwhile. If the franchise is going down a different route, or even if it's treading similar waters with Sidney, being the center of it again, make it worthwhile. Don't make it a cash grab. Make the story what sucks people in. If a new bunch of people are coming in, make them engaging. Make it a story where you really want to know what happens next. But, I felt the core 4 only came into their own in Scream 6. So if you're going to be doing new characters and all this kind of thing, with it being a reboot, I don't know what they're planning or anything, but just make sure your story is good. That's all I'm saying to you guys. Make sure the story is good, and the story has to be what drives it. Otherwise, this will fall flat. But carrying on into my 3rd point, you have to make sure the cast are likeable. It's one of the things that concerns me about modern day movies, where they, introduce a character or people and want them to front a franchise, but the characters end up being really bad and you end up not really caring about them. And so if they're rebooting with a new bunch of people, if they're doing that, work hard on making them engaging and likeable. Make sure they connect with the audiences and serve as worthy successors of those who came before. It isn't a difficult task to do, but as I said, I felt the core 4 were pretty bland in Scream 5 personally. So I'm kind of like, make these people stand out straight away. That's if they are going down this route. And on to number 2, don't bring legacy characters back for the sake of it. If this is going to be a movie where we are reunited with people from the past, then at least make it have purpose. If Sidney is going to come to the front and center once again, shock us with it. Give us something that hasn't been done before. Give us something that springs her into action. Same goes for Patrick Dempsey's character. Make it all worth something. If you're bringing them back, it has to have importance. Otherwise, majority of fans will just feel cheated. And I feel like this movie is going to reunite a lot of characters from the past, if I'm honest. I'm 80% sure it's going to be a legacy outing as a way of luring fans into the movie after the backlash they've had. So if that's going to happen, make it worthwhile. That's all I'm saying. There's still stories you can tell with some of these characters without feeling redundant. So yeah, you've got to make it worthwhile. And on to my main thing I want to see more than anything in Scream 7. I know this is probably more of a preference. Some of you may agree, some may not. but I loved the true crime aspect of the franchise in the early days. Things like seeing the investigation, witnessing the curfews taking place, watching as the killer plays games with those investigating. It leans into what inspired Kevin Williamson in the first place, because this was loosely based on a true story. So I feel that has been lost a little, and I love that about Scream. It did have a sense of realism about it, and that's what initially made it scary, because anyone can climb into your house and kill you. So that was something I felt they lost a little as time has gone by. So I want to see that return, because at this point, another Ghostface attack in this universe, it's going to call for a larger topic. I mean, if they're generating so much real life attacks, surely their status as movies would be under fire, you know, because of all what's happened. We don't see this anymore, but that's something I feel they could explain better, and I think they should focus on getting back to that gritty realism that made Scream popular in the first place. So, those are my 5 wants for Scream 7. Do you agree? Disagree? What are your 5 wants for Scream 7? Share your opinions below. Give me your 5 things that you want to see happen. If you have made it this far, please give the video a like, guys, as it really does help the channel out. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing for more content, as I am covering Scream 7 quite extensively, so you won't want to miss out a single update if you love this franchise as much as I do. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you in the next video.